The importance of ICANN becomes immediately clear to anyone who tries to set up a website. That's because the organization protects people, establishing the rules of the road for the internet. I talked about that with ICANN's Ombudsman Chris LaHatte. He handles all sorts of complaints from internet users.
That encompasses all sorts of issues in reality, because it ranges across from decisions of the board that someone says are unfair, right through to interreaction between different supporting organisations within the community who say that something has happened within that community which is unfair. People complain about ICANN taking too long to do something. I also deal with diversity issues. If someone complains about discrimination of one sort or another, I deal with that. I'm starting to deal more with privacy issues, access to documents, that sort of thing.
There's some dark industries out there when it comes to domain names. For example, some companies wait for domain names to expire, then they scoop them up, and then they offer to sell them back to the original owner at huge markups. Is that legal? Is that fair? And what can people or businesses do to protect themselves?
What people seem to forget when they buy a domain name is you've got to look after it. You can't just passively sit back and buy the domain name and then expect it to last forever. You must take careful note of the expiry date, and you have to do other things these days as well, like ensure you have proper encryption and password protection. But you find it's quite common for people to just simply forget to renew their domain name. And it's a little bit like forgetting to renew your driver's license. It's all very well until you get stopped by the police and discover you don't have a license, and people find that with a domain name. If you don't remember to renew it, suddenly you have lost it.
ICANN has been around now for about 17 years. What do you think the internet would be like without it? Would it be the Wild West? I mean, is it very important that ICANN's out there?
It's a difficult question. You've got to have someone to run the names and addresses. If there isn't a central names and addressing organisation, then it just simply wouldn't exist. It's the web that holds it all together.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the role of oversight. Right now, the United States oversees ICANN. As we just heard in our report, some at ICANN want that to change. What would change if the U.S. did not oversee ICANN? I mean, how do you envision the difference there?
Not a great deal. The whole purpose of the change is to give up something which the US government said that it was going to give up virtually from the very beginning. But for various reasons and complex political reasons, among others, it's just taken 15 or 16 years to reach this place. But if you go back to the early days, it was always intended